So my husband and I were having dinner with our neighbors last night, and they asked for our thoughts on the 2024 presidential election. I expressed my view that I wish Joe Biden would retire and we could have a real primary. A primary where we're debating about our future instead of the mental fitness of our president. I don't think that's a lot to ask for. My position is that he is a risk, even as a sitting president, for three reasons. The first is his support of Israel as they have been doing what they're doing. This has lost him a segment of voters that he will never get back, some of whom are in key swing states. They're gone, and no matter how much they're shamed for not voting by influencers on this app, they are going to sit at home next November. The second reason is the economy. If you've got a retirement account, if you've got property, if you've got a savings account, then you're fine. But everybody else is not. And no matter how much the Democrats talk about the CHIPS Act or other legislative accomplishments, none of that will matter next November if people are still suffering economically. If people are living out of their cars, they will take it out on Biden. And the last reason is the pure rage that so many Americans feel toward the gerontocracy that is ruling this country. I think a lot of Democrats are choosing to ignore this, but we saw that rage come out this summer with Dianne Feinstein and Mitch McConnell. We saw how angry Americans are at the elderly people who are behind the wheel and who cannot see the road. A generation of leaders who are leaving behind a scorched earth, no matter what their accomplishments may have been over their 30, 40 years in government. At the end of the day, our children and grandchildren are still inheriting a country in decline. The next generations will not have the same opportunities like homeownership and a college education as the older generations did. Hell, having children is a luxury. The window of opportunity for radical, bold change has passed for the Biden administration and for Congress. Since Republicans took control of the House in the midterms, we should not expect anything significant to get done. They missed their window to do anything that would restore Americans' faith in our government, like passing limits on how long Congress people can serve, banning Congress from trading stocks, limiting or banning lobbying or legalized bribery. So the window of opportunity has passed, and now Americans are left looking at this country and saying, like, this is as good as it's gonna get until we have radical change. That radical change cannot come from 81-year-olds, people who represent the old paradigm, the old way of thinking and governing and doing business, the old way that has got us into this situation that we're in. Those of us on the left do need to unite, but getting voters to unite behind a candidate is the candidate's responsibility. If you'll recall, back in 2008, all of us on the left showed up in huge numbers for a candidate who inspired us, who spoke to us, who made us believe in a good future for us all. Yes, we can. We're not going to see that kind of unity, the unity we need to take on Trump, from a candidate who has failed us in so many ways.